Scooby-Doo, it's everyone's favorite boomer and vintage lens enthusiast. Today we're going to be looking at, I gotta take the lens hood off. Nikon lens Series E, zoom 36 to 72, 1 to 3.5 constant aperture. Cool. This is a fine performer. I bought this with 3 other lenses back in December from B&H, and I only got around to doing a study with it just very recently. So I put it on the Sony Alpha 5000. I got my Hoodman on it. Helps with manual focusing. Let's see, 3.5 throughout the range. Stops down to f22, constant, so you don't have to always keep changing your shutter speed. Let's see, that's the telephoto, and that's the wide angle, 36, 50, 72. Look, it's got a depth of field scale, which could be helpful. Look at that. It's got some sort of weird compound focusing. See, this thing stays at the same level. Let's push it down. And this thing moves. These two things rotate, but this one moves. That's the focuser. Notice it only focuses down to 4 freaking feet. So I'm going to order a 2 close-up lens, a +1 diopter and a +1/2 a diopter. What does it take? Let's look. I forget. Well, this will tell me what it takes. 52 millimeters. So I gotta get a close-up lens with a 52 millimeter diameter. Aside from that, it takes really, really good pictures. The build quality is excellent. This is supposed to be, E stands for economy. But it's typical Nikon build quality. Old school, really old school. Excellent lens. Looks like it's been well used, but it's been taken care of. The numerals are a little weak looking. Let's look at the serial number, 2005463. That's a little serial number. Really, really nice lens. Of course, you really need a lens hood on it. You know, the old coatings weren't as effective as the new coatings. But it was 8+. It does have little scuff marks, but the optics are really clean. That shocked me. The optics are really clean. It's in excellent mechanical condition, except for these a couple of scuff marks here and there. Maybe it bounced around someone's gadget bag. I don't think it ever got dropped because the image quality is so good. And I gotta say that without a doubt, the Sony Alpha 5000. I bought this for like 125 bucks, and now they're going like for 250. What the heck? You know, I guess people realize they're good cameras, and I guess they went up in value again. So, what can you say? I went to the park. I live next to this park. It's a 1,000-acre park. It's only a 10 or 15-minute ride from my house. I'm a semi-retired gent, so on the days I have off during the week, I go there at 8 o'clock before the crowds get there, and I walk around. And of course, what do we see? We see the lake, rocks, blocks, trees, and the Iron Forge. And that's like my sort of, these are all my reference pictures that I take. And as I've said before, if they take good pictures at the park, they'll take good pictures at anything else, which would be towns, car shows, street fairs, any sort of live music venues. You could take this lens, even snapshots of mom and pop and buddy and sis. You know, you'll still get really good pictures. This is an excellent lens. What did I pay for it? 70 bucks. That was a fair price considering how good it is. I just want to show you something. This is a Series E lens, but I bought this lens, and I reviewed it before, and this is a nice lens. It sort of has the same design motif as this one, which makes me think, I wonder if this was supposed to be an E-series lens. I read that Nikon freaked out because everyone was buying their E-series lenses because they were cheap even to begin with back in the day, as opposed to the regular Nikon series. They said they used cheaper glass and cheaper metal, but the build quality is still good and the optics are still good. Now this would be nicely paired with this. This is 36-72 and this is 28-50. So you could use this, and then when you have a little extra reach, you could switch to that. Although this has more advanced optical formula, because when you go to 50mm position, then you could go into this macro mode and focus down less than 1.25 feet, 0.32 meters, but only at 50mm. So I don't know. I don't know nothing about nothing. That's all there is to it. It just looks like it has a similar design to it, although it doesn't have the dual rotating sleeves, but that's another story. So why don't we just jump right into the pictures and check them out, because I could talk about blah, 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 this and that and everything else, but it's the pictures. Now I did adjust the levels. I had the contrast down 1, and I think I had the saturation down 1. And I mentioned before, you only get the nominal 2 clicks up and 2 clicks down. So that's probably a big jump. So what I did was I boosted the contrast and the saturation, so moving forward, I don't have to spend so much time adjusting the levels. But if you look at the sharpness is excellent. Lack of color fringing in the corners, fine detail. I couldn't see any distortion, but I'm going to do a building study next. Go to some town, take some pictures. But for now, this is the park. We're checking the Nikon Series E, 36-72mm, constant aperture 3.5. Let's look at some pictures. Nikon Series E, 36-72mm zoom, constant f3.5 aperture, which is great when you're doing dumb adapters on mirrorless cameras. You don't have to worry about the exposure changing. So I went to the park, which is full of rocks and blocks, and the lake and the trees, and it's been sort of gloomy and overcast mostly, which is good for taking pictures with vintage lenses. I did use a lens hood on this lens. This is at f3.5. Yeah, that looks pretty decent, huh? 3.5 wide open. This is at f3.5 wide open. It's a teeny weeny little bit soft, but just a teeny weeny little bit. So I took my usual walk. I captured the seasons. Everything's still bare. Everything's just starting to sprout after a harsh winter. This is a fine lens. I could recommend it. Series E means economy. And supposedly they used a slightly cheaper material. But the build quality is excellent. I mean, this thing, everything functioned properly. The optics were clean. They have excellent IQ. Excellent IQ. What can I say? You know, you see one cheap, pick it up. I got mine used from B&H Superstore over in the city. I bought it with 2 other lenses because they were all cheap. And this is the best of the batch. Although one was a close second and another one was definitely a third. But if you go to the park and look at, there's all sorts of fine detail of branches, right, and bark detail and bricks and rocks strewn all over. And if you want high quality pictures, I mean, just using this to proof out this lens, it'll take good pictures anywhere. And I intend to take some other pictures, maybe in a town or a city somewhere. And you know what, paired with the Sony Alpha 5000, which is a 20 megapixel mirrorless camera, it's an outstanding combo. I've noticed that these short zooms, like 2x, 2.5, maybe 3, are excellent on a crop sensor. Now 36mm is not wide angle, but on the same token, it's not like gives you a full telephoto effect. So you can leave it on your camera and just do snap shooting all over, and it'd be versatile enough to get the photos you want. Except it has one problem, one issue. It only focuses down to like 5 feet or something stupid like that. So since I'm 6'2", I could focus on something at my feet with it, and that's about as close as you could get. I guess I'm going to have to pick up some close-up lenses for it, for those occasions when I want to use it. And that's more gear you have to carry around. I mean, it's small and light enough that on the Alpha 5000, it weighs very little. Look at this, that's the keystone. Did these guys dress these stones, or were they just picking up stones and matching them? I mean, this wall, they say it's only 200 years old, but maybe it's 2,000 years old. We don't know. See how some of the stones are very flat and square looking? Or some of them left over from an earlier civilization, and they just repurposed them. This is the tomb of the necromancer. He used to rule over this area until the Bulpington of Bulp chased him out. But from time to time, strange things are seen and happen at the park. Weird creatures seen at dusk from a distance. Unexplained lights. But it's happening less and less as time goes by. I like to do motion blur on the creek. It's a seasonal creek river, and sometimes when you get a lot of rain, you get the white water, and then you can watch it get less and less until it dries out into a little trickle. Now, on the end of this slideshow, I appended 3 short videos of the white water. I have the boomer jiggle, so there's a little bit of shakes. There's no image stabilization on this system. As you have to lean on a tree or sit down or turn yourself into a tripod, and you get really good results. But there's all rocks and blocks of strange designs. And the whole area where I live used to look like this. And what they do, they made developments and communities, and they plowed over everything and smushed it up. And these are the remnants of this great area that have been saved. In fact, there's a boulder right across the street from where I live in Erratic. And luckily, that lot can't be built on, so it'll probably stay there forever. I mean, look at the fine detail in the branches. Do you notice any color fringing? No. There's no coma. Well, this is a crop sensor. You wouldn't expect too many off-axis issues. Now, like I said, there's 3 short videos appended to the end, and I did try to tone down the rumbling water because I was only 5 feet away, but you may want to turn your volume down starting right now.